Hi everybody, I thought I'd do a quick video on my Supastox, Schumacher Supastox. It's the original model. I thought I'd do a video because there's not many videos on there. I think I've only seen, what, 2 or 3 videos on YouTube, and they don't actually show the setup or anything. So I thought, well, I'll take a video of mine and show you what I've done to it and how I've got it set up and all that. And go here. This is the motor, 13.5 turn. Speed controller. It's a core 45. I've got a core servo. Let me turn this over so you guys can see it. Don't know if you can see that. It's the 5008 servo. And here on the side I've got one red O-ring at the front. I've got no O-ring at all in the back. And if I go here, I've got one O-ring at the front, a white one. And I've got a red one at the rear. And this side is the same as the other side. No O-ring at the back and a red one at the front. Don't know if you can see that here. Yeah. Then at the rear of the car, I've got yellow springs. And what I've done is, if I can get in to show you, I don't know if you can see this, if I can get the lighting right. I can't get the lighting right at all. Let's see if we can get the other side. Let's try this. Alright, don't know if you can see that properly. I've put a washer on top of the O-ring because these little squares here, the O-ring gets trapped inside there and it chews it up to hell. But what I've done is I've gone for a red O-ring at the back. So the height at the moment is roughly 4mm. And good way to check how soft the suspension is, just grab hold of the front and just give it a wiggle like that. You need it really soft at the rear, so when you're going round a corner, the weight of the car will go over, but it doesn't lift your wheel up. If you have it hard, it'll lift the wheel up and you lose traction. At the front, I've gone for green shocks because I want these to be rock hard. So when it does go round a corner, because the weight is mainly shifted to the back can pivot round the corner to keep the traction, and then the front just steer basically. And this setup seems to work great for me. You might find it completely wrong. This is the diff, which I've completely stripped down. I'll do a video on this one day, and how I rebuilt the diff. The original diff I got with this, I bought the car second hand, like, as a steel shaft, but it's bent. You can hear it, but what I did was I shone a light underneath, and at one position I could see a gap. So the axle was bent, so I had to change that. I'm running a 70-tooth cog on the rear, and for the pinion I'm running a 31T 48P cog. And my rear tyres are the standard 35 Shores, and the front ones are quite hard. Don't know what they are. I think they're 47 Shore fronts. And that's the setup really. When I bought this car, this was tied down on the middle, cable tied, and you shouldn't have it cable tied. The lads at my local club told me not to, because it stops the movement of the rear pod. I'll call this a pod anyway. But it's a lot better now. And the other thing I've done is I've added a 6-volt booster. It's a Hobby King booster, because your 3.7 volt battery is not powerful enough to run the servo, because these small little servos, which are pretty cool, they set you back about 30 quid, £35, but the battery's not strong enough to run it. And then, oh Jesus, it's hard to do this one-handed, guys. What else can I say about it? I've mounted the transponder on a Velcro, simply and solely because I've got two different types of transponders. I'll just show you this one. I'll just blank off the number. This is an iRace one, and it means I could just quickly swap out transponders, and that just plugs into the auxiliary port on the transmitter thing, receiver. If you haven't got a spare slot on your receiver, you can easily just connect it to your booster, or you can buy little cables like these. You can buy 10 for like £4 off eBay or something like that, and you can like splice the wires and put them in that way. Then with this one, this is the program card. I'll go into it more in another video about how I have my setup. I've only been racing about a month, I'd say, at the most. I've gone out 4 times now. I've been to Blind Eye, Wirral, Forsham, and all the lads are there. Every single club have been spot on, brilliant, helping me out no end. Just getting the car sorted. I wouldn't advise anyone else buying a car second hand, because you're just buying something you don't know. You haven't built it, so you're buying somebody else's problem basically.